the stock market crash of 1929.
I was conceived during the crash, and my father was a stock salesman, so you can draw your own conclusions. If the market had stayed strong and he'd been out making calls, there's no telling what would happen. You write your obituary early and reverse engineer it. That will be what your obituary is about.
随着2026年将至，巴菲特的 CEO 任期正式落幕，标志着一个投资时代的终结。接替他的是长期负责非保险业务的副董事长格雷格阿贝尔，这也就意味着伯克希尔的巴菲特时代要正式画上句号了。
Next week, Warren Buffett steps down as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, a role he's held for 6 decades. He dropped the retirement bombshell this spring at the Annual Shareholders Meeting, while Greg Abel will take over operations on January 1 and lead next year's Shareholders Meeting. Buffett has said he will still come to the office. Now, we share a lobby, and I see him 5 days a week, sometimes on Sundays. Tonight, we look back at some of the life lessons from the Oracle of Omaha that he's shared over the years, including why it's a good time to write your own obituary early in life.
To understand Warren Buffett's love for Nebraska and his investment strategy of being in it for the long haul, consider this. Since 1952, he's lived in the same Omaha home in the Dundee neighborhood. Over the years, the off and on wealthiest person in the world repeated his advice in interviews: find good, undervalued business with strong potential and smart leadership, then get out of the way.
I have a lot of fun doing what I do every day, and I've had fun ever since I started delivering papers when I was 13. So you better enjoy it as you go along. I mean, the idea that you're going to have a lot of fun, 30 years from now, or if you have $10 million or something, the trick is to enjoy what you're doing that day, and I've always done that. I love it when I see kids getting a chance to learn.
Warren Buffett said luck had a ton to do with his success. For example, he was born in the United States. He says the odds were 40-1 against that in 1930. Not to mention the irony at home surrounding the stock market crash of 1929.
I was conceived during the crash. I was conceived in November of 29, and my father was a stock salesman, so you can draw your own conclusions. If the market had stayed strong and he'd been out making calls, there's no telling what would happen.
Warren Buffett bought his first stock at the age of 11. His sister took notice.
I bought 3 shares of City Service Preferred in 1942 at $38 a share. And Doris was about 3 years older than I, 13 or 14, and she figured that that was my entire net worth, so if I was putting my entire net worth, she would too. And then it promptly went down to 27. And as Doris and I would walk to Rose Hill, she would occasionally bring up the fact that so far I wasn't setting any records. So,
no records, but the exercise gave Warren Buffett a taste of Wall Street. As a youngster, he made money selling golf balls. He and a buddy handicapped horses and sold the information to bettors at Exarban. He delivered 500 newspapers a day and even bought a Rolls Royce for $350 and rented it for $35 a day. His best experience back then, Buffett said, though, was putting pinball machines in Omaha barber shops.
We did very well in that business. It was called the Wilson Coin Operated Machine Company because we went to Woodrow Wilson High, my partner and I, a fellow named Don Danley, and the barbers were always bugging us to put in newer machines. We had these old second-hand machines we paid $25 for, and we told him we'd take it up with Mr. Wilson always, but he was a very tough guy, and we weren't sure we could persuade him. So every week we'd go back to collect the money, and the barber would say, "How about a new machine?" And we'd say, "Well, we'll certainly present your case to Mr. Wilson, but we can't promise a lot."
The man who would eventually get the nickname the Oracle of Omaha did not become an overnight success. He kept investing. When he found a good stock, he'd hang on to it. At 32, he invested in a textile company in New England called Berkshire Hathaway. In the 1960s, he took control of the struggling company and changed course into insurance. And as they say, the rest is history. From Geico and Central States Indemnity to Borsheim's and the Nebraska Furniture Mart and dozens of well-known businesses in between. And most of the wealth he's giving away to society.
I generally believe in, if you have a lot of money, and leaving your kids enough money so they could do anything, but not enough so they could do nothing. And I just don't see any reason why, from a social standpoint or even from a personal standpoint, that passing on hundreds of millions of dollars is really advisable. But I think that I don't see anything wrong with moderate amounts.
Every spring, Berkshire Hathaway shareholders flock to Omaha like it's Woodstock, hanging on every word. Every spring, Warren Buffett spends hours explaining why he did what he did, loving every minute of it. His business partner, Charlie Munger, once told him,
really good advice. I'm not sure he originated it, but he said it to me. I mean, he said, you know, what you do is you write your obituary early and reverse engineer it. I mean,
live up to it.
Yeah, or maybe down to it, but whatever it is you want to accomplish in your life, you know, just figure it out, because that will be what your obituary is about. And if you want to be regarded as a kind person, you better be kind, because it's going to be there, you know, and you're not going to be able to change it.
So true. Last month, Buffett accelerated his disbursement of stock to the foundations set up by his 3 children, totaling around $1.3 billion. In the same Thanksgiving letter, Buffett reminded the world that greatness doesn't come from accumulating great amounts of money or power. He wrote, "Kindness is costless, but also priceless. Keep in mind," he said, "the cleaning lady is as much of a human being as the chairman." As for his age, he's 95. He said until he came along, the family's all-time record for longevity was 92.